What's up, guys? Welcome back to All Wings Everything. I am your cook, Spinelli, the self-proclaimed wing king and the prince of lemon pepper wings. And I'm back with another video. And today I'm gonna show you guys how to make my 13 spice wings. Now, if you like spicy wings, then this is a good go-to recipe for you guys. Now, if you don't like spicy wings, it's still a good recipe. Just leave out the spicy seasoning. But I'm telling you guys, you're gonna enjoy it. I know you're gonna love it. So I hope you guys in your kitchen, because I'm in mine. So let's go.
All right, so here are the ingredients we're going to use for today's recipe. We have our Publix green wise chicken. We have nutmeg, salt, smoked paprika, cornstarch, ground red pepper, poultry seasoning, chili powder, garlic powder, ground allspice, ground chipotle powder, onion powder, ground cumin, ground ginger, crushed red pepper flakes, and baking powder. And we're also going to use white flour. I didn't include that in the shot, so make sure you get your white flour out. So let's move on. All right, so I've already measured out the ingredients for this recipe. I've cut and cleaned our chicken. So right here I have 2 cups of white flour. I have 1/4 of a cup of cornstarch. I have 3 tablespoons of baking powder. I have 3 tablespoons of paprika, 1 tablespoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of cayenne pepper, 1 teaspoon of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of ginger, a teaspoon of onion powder, 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg, 1/2 teaspoon of poultry seasoning, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/4 teaspoon of cumin, 1/4 teaspoon of allspice, 1/2 teaspoon of chipotle powder, and 1 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. So these are the ingredients we're going to use to get started. So let's move on. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make our rub. So what you want to do is you want to take your chili powder and add it to an empty dish. Add your paprika, your ginger, your cayenne pepper, your garlic powder, your onion powder, your chipotle powder, your nutmeg, your poultry season, your allspice, your red pepper flakes, your cumin. All right, you're going to give that a good mix. And this is what it looks like. So let's move on. All right, guys, so what you want to do in this step is you just want to reserve about 2 tablespoons of this rub in an empty dish. We're going to use this for our sauce. So let's move on. All right, guys, so what we're going to do in this step here is we're going to take that rub and we're going to coat our chicken. Now, you can use as much as or little as this rub as you want. It just depends on how spicy you want your chicken. I'm going to make sure I coat my chicken. I'm going to use a lot of it because I want my chicken fully coated in this rub. So again, you can use as much as little as you want. So go ahead, add it, give it a good mix. I think I'm going to add a little bit more to mine. Mix it up again. Take a look at it and let's move on. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to prepare our flour. So take your cornstarch, add it to your bowl with your flour, then take your baking powder, add it, give it a good mix. All right. So take a look at it and we'll move on. All right. So in this step, we're going to line our baking sheet and spray our grates with cooking spray. This is for easy cleanup and making sure your chicken doesn't stick to your pan. So go ahead, line your sheet and give it a good spray and we'll move on. All right, guys, in this step, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little black pepper to this flour just to add some additional seasoning. I don't like to, coat my chicken with plain white flour and no seasoning. So I'm just going to add a little black pepper. You don't need any salt to it because you got all the seasoning on the chicken. Add a tablespoon of black pepper. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to take that some of that mixture, some of that flour mixture, pour it over your wings. First, you don't have to use all of it right now. What you want to do is you want to make sure you coat the wings completely. If you have to use some more, then use some more, but you want to make sure the wings are coated completely in this mixture. And this is how it looks, and we'll move on. All right, now we're going to place our chicken pieces onto our pan, skin side down, 1/2 inch to 1 inch apart. Try not to overcrowd your pan. All right, so guys, go ahead, do that, and we'll move on to the next step. All right, so now we're going to place these bad babies into the oven. I've already preheated the oven to 425 degrees, and we're going to let them cook for 55 minutes, turning them over halfway through the cooking process. So go ahead, add them to your oven, set your timer, and I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, so now we're halfway through the cooking process. What we're going to do is we're going to flip these bad babies over. Yeah, you can still see some of the flour on the chicken pieces. Don't worry about that. You can kind of shake some of it off as you turn it over. But by the end of the cooking process, most of that will be gone, if not all of it will be gone. So go ahead, flip your chicken pieces over, and I'll see you guys in the next step. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to melt 4 tablespoons of butter for our sauce once the wings are done. Now, once you melt your butter, what you're going to do is you're going to add 2 tablespoons of that seasoning that we had, that we reserved on the side. I would probably start off with about 1 tablespoon first. And guys, give it a taste. Make sure it's not too spicy or too hot for you. So do that. Bring the mixture to a boil. Then let it simmer for about 1 to 2 minutes and remove it from the heat. You don't want to cook it too long, guys. All right, this is how it looks. Let's move on. All right, so now the cooking process is over. Let's remove these chicken pieces out of the oven. Let's move them over here on the counter and take a look at them. And this is what you want them to look like. This is how you get chicken crispy in the oven, by adding some baking powder, corn starch, and flour. All right, guys, let's move on. All right, guys, it looks like I lost the file where I was pouring the sauce over the wings, but you guys already know how that works. I just took that sauce that we prepared, poured it over our wings, and what I'm doing now is I'm adding that to an empty plate. My only regret is that you guys didn't get to hear me say shake it, bake it, bake it, bake it, but that's okay. You can catch me in the next one. So what I did was I did put the sauce on it. Now I'm adding them to the plate. And once you do that, we'll move on to the final step. And there you have it, guys. My 13 spice wings. What do you guys think about this? Looks delicious. Now, for you guys who don't like spicy food or spicy wings, you may not like this recipe, or you may just want to, leave out the spicy seasoning for it. But I'm telling you, this is a good alternative. If you're like a buffalo wing lover, this is a good alternative to another spicy type chicken wing. They are really, really great. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a little quality control just to confirm that for you guys. So I'm going to grab me one. Take a look at this. See how crisp it is? Guys, these wings are delicious. These are the type of wings you want a cold beer right next to it. All right, guys, that's my time for the day. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and like that video. It really helps out the channel, and I appreciate you guys sticking with me. Also, the recipe and the measurements to the ingredients is in the description below. Also, if you don't have all the items in your kitchen, you can always order them from the links below from Amazon. It really helps my channel out. So until then, guys, I really appreciate it. And if you want to learn how to make more wing recipes, click these links right here that you see on the screen, and I'll see you in my next video. I'm out. Peace.